Hello everybody, welcome to the Year 9 options video for whether or not you should choose Geography GCSE. We fit in one of those subjects that classes as an EBAC, so if you take Geography as well as a language and science and the English and the maths, then you qualify for that kind of EBAC package rather. So that's maybe one reason why you'd be thinking of choosing it. There's certain weight attached to having the EBAC, the full kind of range of subjects. But don't think that geography is necessarily an easy choice, but it is an interesting choice. The world's a kind of a crazy place at the moment, as you know. Trump trying to fight to stay in power even after he's been elected out. Obviously, the corona pandemic is taking hold as we're watching this at home. We've got all kinds of protests going on with the state of the world, peak inequality as the rich get even richer and everybody else gets left behind, and then the world slowly burning, setting on fire as we have global heating and climate change, and these things are just kind of part of the crazy times that we live in, and geography is such an important subject because it really helps you to understand what's going on. So here we go. We've got some quotes about why geography is really important. A person growing up in the 21st century as a global citizen is at a disadvantage without geographical knowledge. So for you as a person, studying geography is really important because you learn about the world and you learn to try and understand why things happen. Look at this other quote. So one of the most important outcomes from the subject of geography is that students understand causation, how and why things happen. You learn to understand the world in a better way, and it sets you up. Even if you just do GCSE and never do A-level geography, it sets you up as someone who understands the world around them better. Okay, if you choose to do it at Todd, the good news is that we do it well. So these are our kind of the breakdown of our results. So our centre, look, is above and beyond similar schools, above and beyond the national average, which is all AQA centres by a long way. Students do really well with us. We had 4 grade 9s last year. Subject progress index of 1.5. That means that people were getting a grade and a half higher than was expected. So if you come and you engage, you will do really well. We were better than the year before. We're improving year on year, and we're better than the national average. So if you do geography at Todd, the chances are that you will do better than if you'd have done geography anywhere else in the country. Here we go. So we're higher on grades 9 to 7, higher on grades 9 to 4, higher on grades 9 to 5. We perform better than the national average. So if you're willing to come and put in the work, you probably will get a really good GCSE. That seems to be what the statistics sets up, and it's working well in Todd as well because people are enjoying it as a subject. So we've gone from 20 students in year 11 and 30 in year 10 in 2018-19 to 105 students now in year 11 and about 120 in year 10. So we're taking on board lots of people because it's popular, and that's not necessarily the national trend. So geography's more popular at Todd than it is nationally, and maybe one of the things that helps with that is that, assuming that the world opens up again, then we do a Key Stage 4 field trip to Iceland, which is always pretty lovely. So that's something to bear in mind. But don't take it because you think it's going to be an easy option. There's a traditional way of viewing geography that it's the easy option compared with history, and after the last change in curriculum, that really is not the case anymore. We have 8 complex units to cover in less than 2 years, and I think with history, I think it's 4. So while they have longer written answers, they have 16-mark questions, I think, whereas our top is 9-mark. We cover so much information, and you've got to know the facts, and you've got to know the knowledge for all of them, and then you've got to be able to write about them in a difficult, analytical way where you set up arguments and you justify opinions. So you need to be writing at a high level, You need to be able to read comprehensively and understand quite difficult text, and you need to be keeping up with current events, because geography is a topical subject. So without knowing what's going on around you, you can't really keep pace with geography. It's important that you're getting up-to-date information. We follow the AQA course, and that means that you will do 3 90-minute exams at the end of 2 years. So there's no coursework. One on physical geography, one on human geography, and one on fieldwork studies. Your paper 1 on physical geography looks at natural hazards. We look at earthquakes, and we look at tropical storms. We look at ecosystems and the living world, and we'll specifically look at tropical rainforests and extreme cold environments. And we look also at the UK. We look at extreme weather in the UK. We look at our glaciated environments like the Lake District, and we study rivers, and we focus on the Calder as a river study. So that's paper 1. Like I said, once you've got all that knowledge, then you're actually asked to apply it in quite a difficult way. So here are some of the questions that you could be examined on these things. Up at the top right, explain how development in tropical rainforests create economic advantages, but at a cost to the environment. A difficult question. There's a lot to write in there. The bottom right, use the flood hydrographs and your own understanding to explain your answer of that the difference in the shape of flood hydrographs are caused by both human and physical factors. This is complex stuff, okay? So that, like I say, don't think geography will be an easy ride. We get a lot of people who start GCSE going, oh, this is a lot harder than I expected. Okay, paper 2. Urban issues and challenges. We look at we look at Nigeria, and we look at the UK, we look at Manchester, and we look at Lagos, and we look at issues around economics, issues around resource management, issues around the way that people live and the changing world in which they live in, and we try and understand how the world fits together. So ideas like globalization or water scarcity or inequality, development levels, all become really part. We start to look at the human world and try and understand why one place is different to another. So with all the complex different reasons behind it, whether that's geographical qualities or history of colonialization, it's really interesting, but it's very complex. Okay, so again, lots of difficult ideas that you have to take on board, and then be able to apply it in a really structured, analytical way that you can justify how you feel. So, suggest reasons for inequalities in education in urban areas of the UK. Explain how different strategies can be used to make food supplies more sustainable. And using social media comments and a case study, suggest why managing traffic congestion and air pollution may be challenging. So, 3 totally different questions, all of which needs some real detailed knowledge and some really complex analysis there. So it's yes, keep saying it is not an easy thing to do. Paper 3 is fieldwork. So and that kind of breaks down into 2 sections. So we'll take you off to Salford. We'll have a day where we go and investigate Salford and the developments there, regeneration of Salford Quays, and we'll have a day locally where we look at the Calder and we look at the river features and we look at the flood management within Todmorden. So 2 days where we go and actually physically investigate, and then a whole load of work around them where we show how to do a fieldwork investigation and analyse the data that we find. And then the second part of paper 3 is you get a booklet, a pre-release booklet, which could be about anything. It could be about, we've had one that was about water scarcity in Oxfordshire, and then the next year it was about the Amazon rainforest. So, and whether or not to build a road in the Amazon rainforest. So it's very geographical, but as geography covers all kinds of things, it could be about anything. And then you have to apply your fieldwork skills to the booklet and be able to answer questions. So hope that's kind of it from me. Hopefully that's some good information. What students have said is it is really interesting, but it's a lot more work than year 9. So yeah, it really is. It really is something that you've got to take on board. Don't think about it as being easy. There's a lot of reading, a lot of writing, and a lot of complex thought. It's like a marathon and a sprint. So it's just because there's 8 units, we just have to keep going and keep going and keep going, and every lesson feels fast-paced for 2 years. But then equally, people are saying, I don't understand why it isn't important that everyone learns this stuff. We learn about climate change and we learn about human inequality and all these things which are really, really, really important. So students who do geography do realise kind of the importance of what it is that they're learning. And then the last one, there's more reading and writing than expected. So it comes back to that point that it isn't easy. Okay, I would say that if you've enjoyed your Todd High geography experience in year 7, 8 and 9, but also that you feel like you've achieved quite well in the assessments that you've done, that you're able to write what you think in quite a complex and structured way, you'll do really well. I think if you've struggled up till this point, then it is a step up. You will be doing more work, and it'll be harder and faster with a lot more knowledge that you just have to know. So if you struggled up to this point, don't take it. If you've enjoyed it and you're willing to take that next step, do it. Okay, that's my advice. Okay, hopefully that's helpful, and I will see you soon. Okay, bye bye.